Hey there, it's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Well, the doctor is in, Dr. Gary Layne there. He is our relationship guru. Thumbs up, hands up, hands down. We've got
My shoulder's working.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You can put your arm up.
Yeah,
God's helping me heal my arm. So
That's awesome. If you're watching Facebook Live, YouTube Live, don't adjust your set. It's the picture that's crooked in his picture. Or is it Gary Layne?
I don't know. Now you're giving me a complex.
There you are.
That's down on that side. Just nope, the other way. The other way. That's better. A little bit better. Yeah.
I don't think Allison will ask you to hang pictures in the house or street. Really,
I took that picture. That's actually a picture of snow in Georgia, in Marietta, Georgia.
Wow.
That
must have been a long time ago. It hasn't snowed here in a while.
Yeah, I think it was like 93, 94. We had that big snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, Dr. Gary is, of course, has functional Christianity, and a good thing because all of us are dysfunctional and we need his help desperately.
Sure.
Let's do this. Let's catch up with you. Thanksgiving, according to your Facebook, went well. It looked like you ate fishtails instead of turkey.
No, we had some fishtails for supper one night. What do you call that? Mojita frita, which is mojada frita. I don't know. Anyway, fried fish. They fry the whole fish. But there's a great restaurant over here in off of Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. Props and great meal. But no, we had So just to make sure we're politically correct, we did not celebrate Thanksgiving. We had 17 people attend the funeral of a turkey.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry for your turkey loss.
Yeah, so we weren't able to have a celebration time. We had to have a funeral for a turkey.
Okay.
I saw a picture of you, your brothers, and your mom and dad. That's a great picture. Did you take that? I didn't see the date. Was that during the Thanksgiving celebration? Absolutely.
Yeah. My brother has moved, and so he's closer now. So he was able to drive up from Florida. And so it's the first time mom and dad have been with their 3 adult children in one room for quite a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was pretty amazing. We were really blessed to have our whole family together. And 4 generations of baby from grandfather. Let's see, there's a grandfather and a grandmother that were the 4th generation down to a grandson.
Wow.
Did you and the siblings fight at all like good old days or?
What's funny is we didn't fight much. I remember fighting with my brother one time and knocking a clock off the wall and blaming him for breaking it. But I think that's when we were about, 12 or 14.
Yeah.
But no, my brother loves to fry turkeys. And so we fried a bunch of turkeys. And so we were out early prepping turkeys. And Allison's really never had a large family. And so, she married me, she married my family, and she married my 5 kids and all their babies and everything. So we had all of that in the house, and she wasn't used to us all cooking and cleaning and stuff. She's usually just been by herself or with her late husband. So it was quite a change for her to have 17 people around the table.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's talk a little bit. I understand you have an announcement to make, and I guess, Dan, it's that the check's in the mail. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you.
Right.
We appreciate that. We work in broadcasting. We need all the help we can get. No. Tell us what the announcement is.
Well, so the huge big announcement is just that I'm going to focus all my energy on functional Christianity. And so in January, I will no longer be part of the staff at Grace Ministries. I won't be there counseling. I'll be working on functional Christianity out of my home, which I've been out of my home most of this year anyway. So functional Christianity, going to focus really in on relationships and dealing with stress and anxiety, but also the communication inside a marriage and just between parents and kids and husbands and wives and moms and dads. And it's just a whole thing. So I'm going to be really focusing on relationships and communication and then doing just intensive counseling. So that's what I'm most excited about, where a couple can come that need surgery. They're at a crossroads and maybe they don't want to get divorced, but they don't know what another alternative is. And so they're willing to let God speak into their lives. Come up to the house. Allison and I will host you for 3 days, and we'll do some spiritual surgery. And then we'll send you home with some exercises that you can that you can work on your marriage at home. So I'm really excited about that. FunctionalChristianity.com.
Now, as we were talking before we went on the air here, Gary, you were talking about how you really want to just zero in on the intensive counseling. Talk about the benefit to that as opposed to doing an hourly counseling over a period of 12 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, it's really interesting. My shoulder I take my shoulder surgery as an example of that. My shoulder was not well, and all the exercise and all the help really wasn't going to fix it. It needed some surgery. And so the doctors went in, they opened it up, and they cleaned everything out and fixed it, so to speak. And then they glued it all back together. And then they said, go home and stretch it and exercise it. And thank the good Lord that I'm able to raise my arm now. And it's, still not all the way there, but it's a lot better. So that intensive surgery was required to get my shoulder in a place where it could heal. And so, yeah, there's nothing wrong with week after week or month after month of counseling. But for me, my niche is I'm able to really sit with you, and I have some wonderful testing that you take before you come in, and it sort of maps out where you are in your relationship with your spouse, and I'm able to sit down with you. And God has just gifted me in being very quick to hear and understand. And then it helps a couple when they can come in and get some surgery. And so that's what I'm really good at, and that's what I want to do. So that's why I'm focusing on what I'm really good at. It's been exciting to watch some couples come and just feel safe and have the room and the time to really dig into what's going on in their life. So it's pretty special because we're not constrained to, I'm sorry, our 1 hour is up,
Right.
Dr. Gary Layne talking about intensive counseling. Now explain now Dan and I know a number of people know when you say surgery, but to some people when they hear surgery, that could bring anxiety itself. Wait a minute, surgery. Yeah. So break that down a little bit. Maybe give it to us in bite-sized portions.
Sure. So when you're at a place, you're stuck in your marriage and you don't see a way to get through what's caused you to be stuck. You've grown apart. There's been infidelity. There's been other problems that have caused you to grow apart in your marriage. What I want to do is, there's risks associated with surgery. I had to sign some form that said, hey, we're going to operate on your shoulder, but you could die. I'm like, wow. And they're just covering themselves on that. So in this kind of intensive counseling, there's going to be some pain involved, because what we're going to do is we're going to sort of dive very, very deeply, and I'm not going to let you get off the hook by going, I don't know. So you can't say, oh, I don't know. It's like, okay, well, if you don't know, we're going to sit here and we're going to listen to the Father, and the Father, in Romans 8 it says there's no condemnation for those that are in Christ, and so there's no condemnation coming from me. There's no judgment. It's not right. It's not wrong. It's just where you are. So we just want to look at what caused that pain and how do we correct that so that you can get back on the track. Most couples really aren't that far apart, but from their positions, they both seem like they're very, very far apart. And so we want to just work on, it's sort of safe to just share what's on your heart without worrying about being condemned by someone. And it's very therapeutic.
There is a proverb, and I'm sorry I don't remember where it is, but I was just reading it a couple of weeks ago and just thinking about it and meditating on it. And it talks about the blueness of a wound, depending on the translation. The blueness of a wound causes healing. So sometimes it is that cutting down, getting to the, hey, it's painful to even talk about. But otherwise, what? It never gets fixed, right?
Exactly. There's a very rare condition where people's nerves don't transmit to their brain, and they don't know they're feeling pain, and they burn themselves and they cut themselves and they injure themselves because there's no pain. God created pain as an indicator of a problem. And so the only way to clean a wound is to get to the bottom of it and clean it out. I'm not a great gardener, but I know that dandelions grow, and if you go out and pick the tops off those suckers, they just grow right back. You got to dig way down in and get the root. And so that's kind of what we're talking about. When you come in for a weekend, we're going to dig very far down. And yeah, there's some pain there to cleaning out wounds. And there's some pain to bringing up some things that you probably don't want to share or talk about because they're hidden. But there's also a great verse in the Bible that talks about that our shame is released when it's brought into the light. And so many people walk around with shame and guilt because of something they've done or should have done and didn't do. And they harbor that, and they don't have a release for that. And so that Satan's playground is right there in their mind, bringing that up and bringing it up. And so stress, anxiety, guilt, shame are all attached to that. And so sitting down with me for the weekend will just help you to release all that. Share your burdens with one another, I think the Bible says. And so it's not, I can't fix you, but what I can do is I can put you on the right path to let the Father speak into your heart. And that's really my heart, is to let the Father speak into their hearts as I just bring up some practical application of God's word.
Now, Gary, obviously starting a ministry is no small feat, and you can always use help. How can people help you out?
The best thing they can do, because I'm sort of floating this with the sale of my house, which is great. I love it. God has blessed me that way. So I was able to, when I got married again with Allison, didn't need two houses, thank God. We were able to sell one. And so the proceeds from that, I'm sowing back into my ministry. FunctionalChristianity.com. On the front page, you can subscribe. And what that is like a monthly subscription. Any amount is welcome. And I'll send you a newsletter. I won't harass you, but I'll send you a newsletter, and I'll be using that funding to be working on my materials, uploading better videos for relationships on my YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com and find Functional Christianity, and you'll see my face on there. And so those gifts would really help me get this ministry pushed forward with the tools and the materials that I need to really help a lot of people.
All right.
Now, Doc, we're in December now, the intensives. Now, are you booking for January, or is there still room in December? How's that working for you and Allison, you guys?
I have one date. I'm trying to do one a month. So my weekend in December is free. My weekend in January is free. And so, yes, I have one weekend a month. I try to do a Thursday night, Friday, all day Saturday. You can come to the home. We'll greet you on Thursday. We'll get you acclimated. We've got a guest room with a private bathroom. It's right down the hall from my office. So you'll be able to come in here. I've got materials for you to study. We've got the beautiful backyard and the porch and the lake in the back, pond in the background to just decompress. Mm-hmm. And so I'm only going to do one a month. And I mean, doesn't sound like much, but that's going to be helping 12 couples a year, which can change generations because they stay married. Their kids see healthy parents. They learn to be healthy adults when they grow up. And so one a month is really a lot to handle.
Yeah.
Maybe we should pass this on to Bill Belichick, and because he needs help pretty much. He's pretty down. FunctionalChristianity.com. He's not been the same. It really hasn't.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Hey, check it out. We got to go to a break. Doc, I did want to talk to you, but I'll just wait till next time about Dr. Charles Solomon. Recently passed, and you mentioned a couple of his books. Maybe real quick, how did he speak? I love the rejection one. I'd really like to look into that one. How has he helped you?
Yeah, so he was a psychologist that sort of married Hudson Taylor's thoughts from the 1800s, who was a missionary to China. He married those with sort of modern psychology. Some people don't like that idea, but what he did was he saw how psychology was formed out of what the Bible speaks to. And so he was a writer of the books, like in the ins and outs of rejection. He's the one that said there's two kinds of people, those that have been rejected and those that have been rejected more. And it's a good thing. So Handbook to Happiness is another way to how do you work your way to being rejoice in the Lord. And again, I say rejoice, how do we rejoice in the Lord in the midst of tough times?
So good. Hey, we'll catch up with you, and if not later on in December, we'll definitely catch you in January. Check it out. Check out the intensives just for you, functionalchristianity.com, YouTube videos. He also does stand-up on the side, functionalchristianity.com. Hey,
And
blessings.
cooking shows coming soon, I'm sure, probably. Right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Hey, blessings to Allison, and hope you sell your house really, really quick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.